Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'd like to wish all of you a very warm welcome to this afternoon sessions. I'd like to welcome all our participants and panelists. I would also like to welcome you to our panel discussion on the future of customer experience in a 5G world, how to deliver agility, simplicity, and speed across all lines of business. We truly appreciate the time you have given to us to participate in this session today. A few points on the format of today's session. Session will cover a question and answer format with our panelists after the keynote speaker has presented. Before each question, a survey question will pop up on your screen. We request your participation in the survey and thank you in advance for your responses. We will end the event with a Q&A where participants will have the opportunity to ask questions of their interest. We will do our best to answer all your questions. I would kindly ask everyone to enter questions in advance so that we can read them during the Q&A session and answer them. We all know that 2021 was a defining year in terms of expediting the digital journey for enterprises. The telecoms transformation journey has moved beyond BSS for consumers to a focus on enabling B2B and B2B2X. As 5G matures, digital CLM capabilities need to address a wide segment of users and the ability to deliver a differentiated journey and experience across different channels. Digital transformation means enabling a digital lifestyle through a host of next generation services, including the advancement to 5G, from smart homes, smart buildings, and smart cities to autonomous vehicles and industrial IoT applications in manufacturing. Telcos will be able to harness the full monetization potential of the next generation network through unique and differentiated services. In addition to improving customer experience by supporting advanced service offerings, digital transformation is also meant to enhance customer relationship management through increased engagement, more cross-selling, and consistently evolving offerings to keep pace with changing customer needs, and ensuring swift and seamless issue resolution. A modern customer lifecycle management system includes customer experience-focused features such as digital CRM to serve as a unified 360-degree platform to manage all customer interactions, digitized customer journeys, including digital onboarding, electronic KYC, and more, interactive omnichannel self-care with integrated chatbots for social media, and platforms to ensure your customers can engage with you on a 24/7/365 basis, empowering them to solve problems quickly and efficiently, and granting them more control over their accounts and how they interact with the CSP. Personalized and innovative reward programs to build customer loyalty and brand differentiation through the customer lifecycle. Contextual plans for different customer segments based on their location, usage, needs, and more. For now, enough from me. I think I would like to welcome our keynote speaker, Bernardo Campillo Soto, Head of Industry Analysts and Partnerships for IoT and Big Data. Bernardo, we are really pleased to have you with us today, and we're very keen to hear your views on how you believe customer experience is going to be delivered in a 5G world, in which both man and machine become a key part of the ecosystem. 5G will enable differentiated experiences through its network capabilities, but the customer will still be king. Thank you, Bernardo. Over to you.
Hello, Jyoti. Hello for the presentation. And hello, everybody. Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. And thank you for joining. I'm going to share my screen because I want to use some slides to support my speech. Jyoti, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Thank you, Bernardo. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Jyoti. The thing is that today I would like to offer our view from a telco perspective how the 5G is going to be a key enabler to transform different experiences for different kind of customers. And when I say customer, I'm going to talk about B2B customers and B2C customers. I mean, it's not only the mobile broadband enhancement, it's that the 5G is going to be a key enabler to transform the complete ecosystem, the complete the different production sectors. So, because 5G is not only a simple technical upgrade from 4G, it's a leap forward that is going to represent a lot of changes in the way we are going to offer solutions in different sectors. Because 5G, of course, is offering new features like very big data rate, a bandwidth where you can manage a lot of content, a lot of volume of data. Of course, it's offering ultra low latency below 5 milliseconds or 1 or 2 milliseconds that they become critical to offer use cases where the precision and the real time answer is key. Of course, 5G is also offering device density. It's very important for massive 5G use cases that we are going to see later. The 5G is even greener. It's a green technology with less energy consumption, more efficient, and more friendly with our world and with the ecosystem. And of course, it's offering better mobility solutions and bigger security by design as the rest of the cellular technologies. And it's not only, and is what happened is that the enterprises, that the companies, they see this 5G as the key enabler to enhance the standard use cases, how to evolve them, and distinctive use cases. I mean, the use cases that cannot be understood without the 5G, and these advantages that I have been mentioning before. So the investment in from the industry and the sectors are going to be growing and growing in the coming years. We can distinguish three main categories within the 5G use cases. First of all, is those that they need the most visible or the most wow effect in the 5G technology is the low latency and the big data, that bandwidth that you can use. And so it's what we call the ultra reliable low latency communications use cases, where you have like connected vehicles, autonomous vehicles, and for robots or cobots that are interacting with humans, and or solutions that they need AR or VR to be fully comprehensive and they offer the different experience that we need to offer. We also have what we call massive IoT use cases. It's not only the speed; it's the capacity and the density of devices that we can have in the 5G networks. In the 5G robot, it's what we call the LPWAs, low power wide area networks. It's part of the 5G suite, and it's implemented in technologies like narrowband IoT and LTM. They offer a very low bandwidth, big latencies, but they are enough for most of the use cases that they are planned, like the Internet of Things, a smart meter or smart water meter. They don't need a big bandwidth. It's only a measure every minute or every 2 minutes or every hour. They need, but they can have batteries that they can log for 5 or 10 years. And this are very important for use cases within the smart cities or smart agriculture or the utilities in the cities. And finally, we can combine these two categories in another one that is private networks. It's very important in the manufacturing plants, in mining sites, or building, even for utilities or transportation or logistic sites, where you can have a more secure, more reliable, and more control on the devices and the use cases that you are deploying. This is very important in this kind of sectors and industries. So I'm going to offer a few examples on how we are transforming the customer experience in different views. For example, in the B2B, business to business view for companies. In the beginning, and this is the evolution that the manufacturing plants or the connected industry is going to happen. It's starting with the 4G, and we can have a monitoring, simple monitoring, understanding what's going on in your industry and in your manufacturing plant. But after that, you can evolve and more control and more automation and more understanding analytics, AI, to understand who and make the smart factory. The trend now is the manufacturing plants are evolving to be autonomous plants, and very flexible and very with a lot of more possibilities. For example, a real example is what Daimler is doing in what they call Factory 56. It's an area, a massive area of more than 20,000 square meters in Sindelfingen in Germany, and they have indoor mobile network with 5G, and so they can have everything connected wirelessly. So they have the ability to change the layout of the plant, the manufacturing plant, very quickly. They don't have to move wires. The wireline is not used, so they can move the layout to adapt to the demand of or the fabrication of or manufacturing of new models, new cars. So they can change the layout. It's very simple to do that and very flexible. It's, they are getting a lot of agility there. And they have other use cases like autonomous guide vehicles or very precision screwdrivers, or the testing and the downloading the firmware, the massive firmware that the cars need through 5G in seconds. Going to the B2C use cases, we have a transformation on mobility. For example, the connected mobility. It's not only that the cars are going to be autonomous, that the cars are going to talk with the infrastructure, with other cars, with the pedestrians, and they have what we call the autonomous model of traffic. And here it's not only 5G, because 5G is very important, it's a key enabler, but we have to combine with other technical elements to have the complete solution, like the edge computing or the communication V2X, vehicle to vehicle or infrastructure, as I said, and it's the ultra latency and the big bandwidth that is very important in these solutions also. So we also have other solutions that are drone-assisted road warning systems. It's drones that are with artificial intelligence. They understand if there's a cyclist in the road and send a warning to the cars that they are close, so they are more safe and more secure. It's a transformation of how the cyclist and the driver are feeling how to interact with in the road. Another sector that is going to benefit from 5G is, for example, tourism. We have several examples where we are using 5G to send a massive amount of data and use the low latency to build AR or VR solutions for tourism. So you can be visiting a city and you can see how that city was in the past, or can be in the future, or in the special events like the Holy Week in different places. At least in Spain, it's very popular. Or, for example, have a real-time simultaneous translation with different languages. We also have a lot of use cases in healthcare. We are using AR and VR to support use cases for the treatment of the neurodegenerative diseases, or people with multiple sclerosis, to rehabilitate in group and immersive experiences, so they can enhance the quality of life and speed up the rehabilitation, or have a operating room with 5G and AR, so people, surgeons in Spain and surgeons in Japan, they are sharing the knowledge, sharing the content, sharing what's going on in real time, so they can work together. And finally, for example, it's also transforming the media entertainment and the experiences that we have a lot we can offer with the holographic telepresence, or, for example, the 360 degrees immersive broadcasting for the live events that you can manage in other. So finally, 5G is everything is starting with the 5G. They can
register it and they can play. Okay, there is no restriction. But if they haven't registered for any of the other games, if they are trying to click.
Okay.
Sorry, there was some interference, Bernardo. Go ahead, please.
This is the summarization. I said everything is starting with 5G. 5G is what is starting the ability to manage this massive amount of data. It's the key enabler to transform the experience in a growing number of businesses and sectors. But it's not only 5G. It's that is the foundation, but we have to be able to combine with other technology stacks, like the AR, VR, or the IoT, or the big data and the communications with vehicles, in order to make this change really differential. And that's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bernardo. That was really insightful. To all CIOs out there, I think listening to Bernardo, I'm sure you realize that your challenges are far from over. The digital transformation journey that you started is going to undergo a significant transformation as you go further, specifically with regard to being able to deliver very much a differentiated level of customer experience, but based on, which will be based on the complexity of the products, as well as the complexity of the experience that the network can deliver. So I think, Bernardo, you were right, spot on there. Thank you so much for that. I think I would like to now next introduce our esteemed and experienced leaders who are participating in today's session as panelists. I would first like to introduce Shoyinka Shodunke, who is the CIO of MTN Nigeria. Shoyinka has been around a number of countries, and I think he has significant experience in the space. Isabel Hajri, she's CMO of Uridu Algeria. Monzar Ali, who is the CTIO of MTN Uganda. Daniel Kiyama, Group Head, Customer Experience, Airtel Kenya. And Mohsen Baghdadi, Product Lead, Customer Lifecycle Management at Technotree. Welcome to all our panelists. I'm very pleased that we've managed to get all of you together today to discuss this interesting topic. Before starting, each of your speakers and the question, we will run through a survey for the audience as well. So I would like to start with our first survey question. If you can have that up on the screen, please. Thank you for your participation, everyone. I hope that most of you have responded to this poll. If you look at the key reasons for looking to change or refresh your CLM, the biggest one seems to be a focus on customer experience. And I think that is true. The whole focus on customer experience has been driving significant new interventions in the CLM space. Thank you for your responses. We will move on to our first speaker. Our first speaker is Shoyinka Shodunke. Shoyinka, great to engage with you after such a long time. Trust you're enjoying your current transformation challenges in your quest to deliver excellent customer service that your customers deserve. I have no doubt about the challenges you face in delivering to very demanding customers. Digital natives are raising the customer experience bar, which has now led to new types of competition for CSPs. And direct competitors are no longer the only worry. Adjacent competitors like Netflix and YouTube provide intuitive experience that customers are growing accustomed to and expect the CSPs to provide the same. At the same time, CSPs are being measured against perceptual competitors like Instagram or Zomato, completely unrelated businesses that shape customer expectations across the board. Fact is, expectations of customers, whether a consumer or an enterprise customer, are only becoming more liquid within a rapidly changing business landscape. And CIOs are being currently and constantly challenged to respond to these fluid demands. The traditional customer management suite requirements have moved from simple to more complex as CSPs focus on multiple lines of business, B2C, B2B, B2B2X, and wholesale market strategies. This has placed significant burden on the customer management suite with new requirements like physical and digital channel enablement, complex enterprise enablement, zero-touch partner management, and the creation of agile and complex workflows which need to be configured and orchestrated for products and services for 5G, IoT, and beyond. Shoyinka, in your opinion, how big are these capability gaps, and what would your advice be to those who have invested significantly in customer lifecycle management products and customer experience products? What are some of the innovations that you expect vendors to deliver to support the CSP drive to maximize customer engagement while also delivering on the 5G and IoT promise? Over to you, Shoyinka.
And, thank you very much, Jyoti, and great seeing you again. Good afternoon to all the panelists and to everybody joining us today from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm speaking from Lagos, Nigeria. Jyoti, it was quite interesting to see this survey feedback that just came up right now, to see that everybody's looking, it says about 57% or so agree that the reasons why the current CLMs have to change is based on customer experience. About 16, 17 years ago, Steve Jobs did make a very iconic statement in which he said that you have got to start with customer experience and then you walk backwards to the technology. I think if we're looking at the evolution of 5G right now and the sort of disruptions that it's going to bring into this whole space, even when the 5G itself is starting with the CSPs, it's definitely going to evolve more than the telco space, yeah, and it will touch every enterprise. It will touch every vertical. It would influence how we buy, how we consume. In fact, it's going to be revolutionary. And once we start seeing this sort of revolutionary thing coming in, it's not the 5G itself that will cause this revolution that would happen in this space. It's going to be in terms of how the 5G is going to be used with other sort of technologies that will combine with it to unleash this sort of revolution. I think the biggest ones we're going to see that are going to combine with this 5G will be things like the AI and the analytics, which will be prominent at the network level, and coupled with emerging technologies like I said, it will be pronounced with 5G. So these are the sort of things that we would be expecting to start coming into this space with the evolution of 5G and the challenges it's going to throw into the traditional CLMs that we see today. So what are the next levels that we should be experiencing, or we should be looking at coming in with the customer experience through 5G? This will require engagements that meet with our customer real time and personalized demands. I think these are challenges for the current CLMs that we have today, the real time and the personalized demand nature in there. So to reposition, I think the CSPs will need to start looking at how they pay attention to customer experience and not just upgrading the network. I think what we hear today is all the story around the speed of the network that 5G will bring, the speed and the bandwidth that it will bring. But we need to start from the customer experience, like I said, which Steve just said, and then work backwards to that technology. And the combination of these things with 5G is what we should be seeing that will transform that whole CLM space. So what are the priorities that we need to be looking at around this space? It has to be around the CX orchestration, customer experience orchestration, the orchestrations that have to start playing in this space. Secondly, the engagement tools that we have to start putting in place, based on the 5G that we'll see that will come into this space. So the engagement tools that we need to be putting in to start engaging with the customers. Now, what does this mean? Jyoti, I see a fusion of the traditional CLMs with I think the CEM tools. I think there needs to be some sort of consolidation coming on into this space where the CLM, it's outused its usefulness. It is no longer the traditional CLMs that we need to have. There now needs to be this integration into the CEM. So we will start seeing this coming into that space and combined with AI, combined with a lot of automation. Now, what are the prerequisites that needs to happen that the CSPs or that we need to start looking at? Data silos need to be eliminated. We need to completely eliminate the data silos, and we need to see a convergence of all our data coming into one place. We need to integrate all the systems using the API. So it needs to be API or nothing. And then all these things have to be cloud native, unlike how we've built things within the telco space itself in there. Now, with 5G, it's synonymous with AI, like I said, and with automation. I think these are the things that we need to start seeing coming into this space. But I'd like to end again, Jyoti, by re-emphasizing that it's traditional CLM. I think with the 5G coming into space right now, it's completely outlived its usefulness. There's going to be an integration, and this integration we're going to be seeing it with what we used to refer to as the CEM. Now it's going to be the platforms that I think we will see going forward right now is going to be customer engagement platforms, and no longer see the CLMs that we were used to. And then you see things around even the bots. The bots would have to sit within these things, and how we respond to customers would have to be proactive and predictive in nature. Thanks.
Thank you so much for that, Shoyinka. Very well said. I think that the fusion of CLM and CEM is something that has to happen, because of what value is CEM if you cannot live CEM in real life and real experience, right? Rather than being reactive, you've got to be able to anticipate what is going on the experience the customer is experiencing, and be able to deal with that and fix that, during a live interaction. So I think great thoughts there. And I think that, that will take you a long way in making sure you deliver the right experience to your customers. Thank you so much, Rinka. Really appreciated your inputs. I would like us to see put up the next poll before I introduce our next speaker. So if you can have the poll question on the screen, please. Thank you. Thank you for your responses, everyone. If you can have the results on the screen. Okay, very, very split response here, but really the two big key ones that come through are shift from processes to digital journeys and personalization, and the addition of new business capabilities across multiple lines of business. It's very clear that as 5G and IoT has started, coming to the forefront, there is more and more of a focus on ensuring that CLM platforms can enable different lines of business. And specifically, I think in the last year or so, there's been a huge focus on transformation of the enterprise experience as well. So let's move on to our next speaker. Welcome, Isabel. Great to have the opportunity to interact with you again. I thoroughly enjoyed listening and learning from you, from your insights during the previous session. So my question to you, Isabel, is really that recent success stories of companies like Vodafone have proven that by recreating a real store-like experience online can result in conversion rates that are more similar to the in-store ones than the typical e-commerce conversion rates, meaning on average much higher. Do you think that the increased focus on creating digital omni-channel and multi-channel experience has been accelerated somewhat by COVID for telcos or CSPs? And how is this enabled, and does the available technology deliver on its promise to deliver seamless omni-channel and multi-channel journeys and experiences? Do you believe this delivers greater choice and convenience to customers? Over to you, Isabel.
Thank you, Jayoti, and thank you very much for having me today. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here and share great experience. Has COVID accelerated the digital transformation? Of course, I think nobody would deny it at this stage. We all know that because of the confinement, we had to reinvent ourselves, and the customer changed their behaviors. So what we have actually observed is that lots of services that were actually already available were not used, but because people were forced to stay at home and had no chance to go out, they started to use them. They got the habit to use digital services from home, and they got into a totally digital experience that became extremely convenient. So now that the pandemic is hopefully over, now that we are going back to normal, we see that the customer behavior has actually adapted. We cannot say that people still want to do everything from home. They are enjoying going out, but the social relationship has changed. The relationship to shops and real life experience has changed. And nobody would like to go back to previous days. What has changed actually? Yes, people still want to have a social interaction, but nobody would like to queue in a store. Nobody is enjoying to be in a crowded space. And everybody has learned how convenient it can be to do actually everything through a nice interface with the phone. So for telcos, it's a great step that we have to do actually in order to embark everyone into that wonderful digital journey and deliver on customer experience. Customer experience has always been important. Customer has always been a focus, but it's even more important now that we are actually able to access a huge amount of data, that we can really treat everything. We can understand better what customer wants, and we can deliver better. So yeah, AI is important, and is analytics, advanced analytics is extremely key in order to deliver the best customer journey possible and have very tailor-made offering towards customers. We don't want to go back to the previous way of delivering things, but we want to make sure now that everybody can embark. Our first focus was more on the younger generation. They are digital native, and it was very quick for them to embark and go through the digital journeys. But we need to make sure that we are going now much more mainstream, and that we are not creating a digital gap and generation divide. That will be key for the next year to come, and in order to embed the new technology and all the great opportunity that 5G is bringing to us now.
Thank you so much, Isabel. That was a great expose from you. I think you understand very well the role that technology plays in helping to deliver this customer experience as we go forward. I think from a vendor perspective, they must be listening to what you have to say, as I think that a lot of the solutions are evolving in the same direction as well. So thank you so much for that enlightening a comment to the question. Really, really appreciate and enjoyed it. We will move on to our next question. Monzar Ali, CTIO MTN. Monzar, again, great to see you on another panel. Great to have you share your insights with us today. Before we continue, you can just respond to the next question, please, which is on your screens right now. If you can respond, and we can get the results on the screen. Okay, big priority for transformation, business agility, multi-omni-channel user experience, with zero touch becoming quite important and analytics being important. Thank you for your responses, everyone. So Monzar, in terms of the markets you work in, you've delivered many diverse services to your customer base while having different experience requirements and journeys. For example, the fintech journey, the telco journey, and you understand very well that these journeys need to be and experiences need to be customized based on the service and line of business. You personally have launched a number of successful loyalty programs also, which have assisted in customer retention. Customer experience has become a single biggest factor driving customer loyalty, therefore revenue growth today. To survive, CSPs needed to be far more agile in delivering superior experiences. To do this, they need to embrace technological advances, which enable the creation of experiences that can be personalized to lines of business, customer segments, as well as deliver hyper-personalization. And new technologies today are playing a significant role in enabling CSPs to power seamless, personalized experiences and interactions across channels throughout the customer journey. In your view, Monzar, what are these new technologies and how are they reshaping the shift to a digital world? And how supportive are these new technologies of delivering a personalized experience based on the user needs? What is your view on how they will evolve in a 5G world where you're contending with both physical customers and machine type services? Over to you, Monzar.
Thank you, Jyoti. Good to see you again, and good afternoon to everyone from Uganda, Kampala, the Pearl of Africa. Thank you so much for the question, Jyoti. Yeah, indeed, customer experience is becoming the single biggest factor at the moment. Customer experience is also becoming the benchmark of success in any business, but let us be careful here. We should not talk about any customer experience by itself in isolation. We should refer to an experience that impacts the customer life in a meaningful way. This is the most important experience that we need to deliver to our customer. We should not deliver any kind of generic experience, but we should deliver the right experience to the right customer at the right time. This is what will make the difference in our business. So in today, especially we as a telco, we need to focus on agility. We need to focus on innovation if really we want to prosper and if we want to deliver the right experience to the right customer that impact his life or she in a very meaningful way. So coming back to the question, how the technology are reshaping or shaping and impacting delivery of proper customer experience. Technology has changed the way our business operate, and that include also how business can handle customer experience. Technology has enabled customers to be connected all day, every day, and have access to the different platforms that allow them to publicly praise or blame any company. So from my perspective, I see multiple ways technology will change or have changed the face of customer services all over the world. First point is the most important point is customer centricity. You know, we are all on social media, our information are on Google. So in today's data intensive world of communication, our information are everywhere. Our customer behavior, our behavior are on the social media, are on the internet, our digital footprint are there. So with the right technology in place, we can collect all this data and produce a powerful or reveal a powerful insight. So take, for example, our industry as a telco, Jyoti, where we are pushing to move from telco to techno. How we are pushing that kind of transformation, or from CSP to DSP, to a digital service provider. We have amount of data that no one has. No single industry has the data that we have. We know at what time you sleep, Jyoti. We know at what time you wake up. We know what you do when you wake up. We know where you go. We know with whom you talk. We know what food you eat based on certain location, which restaurant you visit. So imagine, with the right technology to process this huge amount of data and produce powerful insight. So imagine what we can give. We can give you the right experience that you need. So that's the beauty about technology in customer centricity, or the technology in delivering the right customer centricity. Second one that I want to talk about briefly, customer control. In this era, the customer wants to be in control. The customer wants to control his service, not us as a CSP or DSP or any business. Before, customer did not have much choice on what to do whenever they encounter a bad experience with the brand. Nowadays, technology has made it very easy for them to share their complaint on social media. So the technology really should allow us to put the customer in control. The customer should control the service that she wants and when. The third point, proactive care. I keep always telling my team is the best call center in the world is the call center that has 0 agent. We don't need to have 1,000 agent to answer call. We should have AI, we should have bot, we should have a proactive or a predictive customer complaint. We should understand the customer mood. And this is what we are trying to evolve in our industry. Before the customer even called the call center, we should know why the customer is calling. Is the customer calling to call about a call drop, or to call, or is calling because of a particular issue that he's having? So we can know how we can redirect the customer to the right channel. So predictive customer complaint, proactive care are extremely critical. And this is what the technology will deliver. So I will limit my answer to those. There's many other ways about multi-channel customer feedback, how the technology will allow all of this, but I will limit my answer on this particular part. Now around the 5G. Coming back, Jyoti, to your question, how 5G will really impact the customer experience, especially physical customer or machine, because the future of 5G is non-human, is machine, it might be any other kind, it might be animal, it might be cow. So this is actually what the 5G will deliver for us as an industry. So Bernardo has presented what exactly the 5G is about, so I will not go into details, but I would like to list a few of the use cases where the 5G will also enable to enhance the customer experience, customer expectation. Right now, what the customer wants from us as a mobility, customer want data reliability. The 5G has the potential to rewrite customer expectation when it comes to data reliability. Reliability and speed might be less of a problem in the 5G. And in the 5G era, the telco will be allowed or be enabled to offer lower cost per bit or per byte because of the 5G, because of a number of customers that the operator can offer under the 5G technology and the 5G spectrum. Also, the 5G can allow the widespread access to video support. With the low latency, faster network speed, 5G will usher a new area of mobile video support, not only a phone call or a chat bot. Also, the third point that I want to talk about, more smart devices, the IoT, and increase the ability to troubleshoot via self-service. So the IoT and smart device market is already growing, but the introduction of 5G will supercharge that growth. So from customer support perspective, 5G growth of IoT could improve at-home troubleshooting. So the customer can be served, can be supported while he or she is sitting at home. And the final point, Jyoti, that I want to talk about is my favorite topic, is the AI. AI and big data analytics are currently being used to identify customer pattern and personalize customer experience. And 5G capability could raise the bar on the volume of data which AI can process. As a use case for 5G continue to develop, we will likely see growth of in-store personalization based on a greater convergence of IoT and customer data profile. So this is how I see the 5G impacting customer experience, Jyoti. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those insights, Monzer. I really enjoyed listening to you. I have no doubt that you have customer very close to your heart, and you certainly have the levers on how to use technology to impact customer experience. So I wish you luck as you go forward with your initiatives and drive in improving customer experience. Before we introduce Daniel, can we get the last survey question on the screen, please? Okay, it seems like this was already answered. In the interest of time, we will continue to move on. Welcome to today's session, Daniel. Customer experience management helps CSPs differentiate themselves in a fierce market, improving customer satisfaction and driving sales both with new and existing customers. You have worked in markets that are fiercely competitive, and the fight for market share is a constant one. And big battles can be won by differentiating through customer experience. There's growing pressure from the customer. Consumerization is driving enterprise expectations. The consumer of today is a smart but demanding customer of personalized services, social engagement, and dynamic context. Media is the application, CMO is the data miner, and the CIO acts as a marketing technologist. Customer is a connected participant in the process, whose context and behavior can be influenced and derived by a combination of location intelligence, transactional footprint, and a network of sensors. My question to you, Daniel, is that how do you believe customer lifecycle management systems can enable this journey from physical to digital, including the ability to deliver service quality and service experience that can delight customers? Over to you, Daniel.
Thank you for the opportunity to engage and collaborate with you, Jyoti, in this very exciting session. It is my pleasure. Now to the question. And as I delve into the question, of course, from a CX perspective and the question that I'm looking at CLM, I'm reflecting at the polls and how they have gone so far. Everyone has talked about customer experience. Yeah, the leading themes of our customer experience, shift to digitization, multi-channel and omni-channel user experience and all that, right? Pretty much, I love the theme, how the thematic is coming across every speaker. It means that we are really stitched towards this. But then going directly then to my question about the relevance of CLM systems. In one sentence, that CLM system should help us deliver these thematic areas, right from the shift to digitization, multi-channel, omni-channel user experience, a great customer experience. Yeah. And I will just remind us again, or go back to the bigger picture of every organization, that every organization is seeking to grow revenues, achieve sustainable profitability, through customer acquisition and retention while maintaining. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you did cut off for a bit. You can continue. Sorry, Daniel, are you there? We seem to have lost you. Okay, while we are waiting for Daniel, I would suggest in the interest of time, we move on to the next speaker while he tries to reconnect. Daniel, if you can hear us, we will bring you back once we've gone through the next question. Please try and reconnect if you can hear me. My last question is actually to Daniel. Sorry, is to
Jyoti, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we've got you back. Yes, I can hear you. Please continue.
Hello, I'm just checking because I'm.
Yeah, for some reason we're struggling to. Okay, we seem to have completely lost Daniel. So I'm going to continue with Mohsen Baghdadi, lead product
Hello,
manager for
Jyoti,
customer
can you
life.
hear me?
Yes, sorry, Daniel, we can hear you now. Can you continue?
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying that every business goal is to grow revenues, achieve sustainable profitability through customer acquisition and retention while maintaining insignificant operational costs. And a good CLM system should innately help me and my organization to achieve this goal. It should help an organization deliver a more synchronized and profitable experience at every stage of the customer or buyer journey. Looking at the buyer journey, for instance, what enables is the CLM system facilitating right from discovery to exploration to consideration and evaluation of the buyer stages. The objective herein should be more potential buyer, to move the potential buyer progressively through each of their journey, offering the exact information they need based on where they are at the particular stage. Looking at the customer journey right from onboarding to sign up and activation, then engagement, or if you like, usage and support, retention, what is the enabler the CLM system is offering me? Part of the objective should be the empowerment to treat customers differently based on the relationship stage and their unique characteristics. Indeed, a rewarding CLM should help shift focus from predominantly being concerned with acquiring customers to managing the relationship over time by offering a more consistent and unified experience. Pretty much part of what Shoyinka talked about when he challenged us that we need to move away from traditional CLM. And this is what I'm saying, that this new CRM then should help us manage customer relationship over time by offering more consistent and unified experience. Some characteristic of such a CLM system is the ability to deal data in a way that enables an organization to capture and cluster data, define its objectives, automate and personalize action plans, engage audiences, and measure results. And I would say that in today's world, a hyper-personalized user experience leads to heightened customer attraction and retention. Therefore, a good CLM system should aid everyone in my organization to proactively get to know the customer. You know how repulsive the experience of having to keep repeating yourself as a customer is. And some of the ways we repeat ourselves as our customers could be having a multi-channel environment that is incoherent. I move from the app, I go to digital, I go maybe to email, I go to web, and it's one organization, but the experience is completely incoherent. Or having to keep submitting my KYC information every time I'm signing up for a new information or additional service. If I'm at the payments journey, I have to keep running the entire journey again and again from start. For the same product, I probably buy it day in, day out, month in, month out. The experience to me as a repeat customer should not be the same as that of a first timer. And many more examples. I always say, Jyoti, that you cannot achieve customer advocacy without the balance of functional and emotional experience. And the reason I'll talk about customer advocacy, because that's the cheapest way to acquire businesses. At the end of the day, profit is revenue minus cost. If you get customer advocacy, then your costs are coming down. And that's why I'm a firm believer that you cannot achieve customer advocacy without the balance of functional and emotional experience. This applies in today's and tomorrow's highly digitized world. With 5G coming in, it means our CLM systems should be further enriched to offer enhanced sensor capability, because sensor capability is what delivers the emotional experience. For instance, customer engagement can be further diversified from traditional engagement to include things like audiovisual, natural language processing, and a motley of other digitally transformational capabilities that we are getting from new technology. This in turn means that CLM providers need to have such features already incorporated into their platforms, such that, for instance, the formerly repetitive effort by customers is eliminated, regardless of the channel of interaction. Even if the customer shifts from one channel to the other, whether it's mobile, email, social, web, contact centers, SMS, etc. So I'd say that the execution of all this should be in real time and based on true insights and predictive analysis, capabilities that are all now supported in a 5G environment. Sentiment analysis is another very fundamental capability that will need to be supported by today's CLM systems, Jyoti, for obvious reasons, because this will help us determine my customer's state of mind at any given time to uphold a focused engagement. It will further aid in churn prediction and behavior-based CX metrics that are indeed stronger than perceptive-based CX metrics that we are using a lot, such as asking customers their level of satisfaction or likelihood to recommend. So we should shift away from asking to behavior-based, and all these are capabilities that should be supported by my CLM system. When it comes to customer engagement, research has it that the average person spends approximately 3 minutes reading business communication, such as bills, and 3 seconds scanning through pros information, such as email, SMS, and chat. A great CLM system should guide in the utilization of such insights, thus increasing my customers' engagement based on the channel of usage at a given time. Therefore, in closing, Jyoti, a great CLM system will enable an organization to offer better connected insights across channels, tailored user experiences, and consistent standards. The result of this, super engaged customers who keep buying and recommending us.
Thank you so much, Daniel. I think that you really hold customer experience very important. I think you understand the pain points, and you've really honed in on those issues, which you believe will make a big difference to customer experience. Your expectations of systems are very clear as well. And I think that there was a degree of consistency between what you and Shrinka said, that CEM has to be merged into CLM to provide a consistent experience to the customer. So let's hope our vendors are listening to you and they will incorporate this into their strategies. But thank you very much for that insightful address. Now to our next question. Welcome, Mohsen. Mohsen Baghdadi is product lead, customer lifecycle management at Technotree. Mohsen, I've long maintained that Technotree's digital customer lifecycle management suite is comprehensive, covers multiple lines of business, notwithstanding that it is feature and function rich to support a CSP's transition to a digital world and from a telco to a techco. To survive, telcos must become far more agile, prioritize delivering a superior experience across the business, and embrace technological advances. The only way they will be able to give both B2C and B2B customers the customer experience they've come to expect. Perhaps the most well-kept secret in the market is Technotree's rich customer lifecycle management suite, which caters for different lines of business, is 5G and IoT compliant, and also has been fully converted to a cloud-ready digital suite, and incorporates full catalog-driven fulfillment, which caters to multiple lines of business and allows flexible journey orchestration and workflow enablement. I'm really excited to listen to your views on the key capabilities of the DCLM suite that meets the requirements of not just today, but also the future. Over to you, Mohsen.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm going to just share my screen so that I can present a couple of the slides that I have prepared. Can you just confirm that my screen is visible?
Yes.
All right. Well, before everything, Jyoti, I wanted to emphasize that while customer management has been always one of the key aspects of any DSP's operations, instead of traditional CRM products, we in Technotree always been focusing on entire customer lifecycle management, their interactions, and also the user experience. Well, I'm glad to introduce Digital Customer Lifecycle Manager, also known as DCLM. Technotree's DCLM enables DSPs to continuously generate and maintain immersive yet contextual and personalized customer experience through their evolving lifecycle. Leveraging rich customer data, DCLM allows real-time segmentation, personalized recommendation, including upsell and cross-sell, managing all interaction with intuitive 360-degree view that allows CSRs to get a quick but yet comprehensive view of the customer result. DCLM developed using TM Forum guidelines on business processes, ODA, and open APIs. As a quick look, DCLM provides proactive customer care. It enables multi-channel and omni-channel. We'll talk about that more. DCLM is 5G ready that provides personalized connectivity services according to the 5G quality of services standards. DCLM provides personalization in aspect of personalized dashboard, contextual and personalized recommendation. DCLM already supports traditional telco for retail and enterprise like GSM, fixed line, Wi-Fi, digital services, IoT, M2M, and many more. DCLM comes with an analytic that enables upsell and cross-sell, and with digital wallet, it helps for easy payment and settlement. DCLM contextual architecture comes in 3 layers. In the experience layer, DCLM enables both multi-channel and omni-channel. In the multi-channel side, DCLM allows the interaction with the customers and user via web, app, SMS, USSD, and social media. The omni-channel part provides connected user experience for the end user, subscriber, dealers, reseller, partners, customer care agents, and the things. In the business agility layer, DCLM already supports the telco standard services and businesses. DCLM is 5G ready. It provides capability of supporting IoT and digital services. With respect to the different customer type, DCLM supports different line of businesses for consumers like B2C, enterprises as B2B, and also the partner ecosystem. Catalog driven is another capability that allows flexible definition of the product and services from the definition until the fulfillment. DCLM journey management and customer experience is another key aspect that DCLM provides. If we have a little bit deeper look into the user experience and interaction, the entire DCLM experience platform from the top layer, that is the interaction layer and the touch points, and also the engagement layer and integration layer, and also data services, all are defined in order to give the automated and intelligent customer experience. DCLM also provides digital marketplace management that enables B2B to X line of businesses. Customer 360 is providing the comprehensive view of the current customer status to different users. Customer intelligence with help of analytics, it provides cross-sell, upsell, and personalized interaction integrations. DCLM from the technical agility layer comes with a microservice-based architecture design. It is SaaS ready. It also provides a digital business and operations dashboard. Analytic engine provides the intelligent recommendation-based user experience and also cross-sell and upsell. Zero-touch, low-touch integration aligned with workflow orchestration enables the easy integration with different ecosystem. As also Shriyanka said, elimination of silo by federation and unification of the customer data, business processes, and also catalog services is also another aspect of the DCLM. DCLM comes with a transformation enabler that allows easy transformation from legacy customer management system to the digital one. DCLM is TM Forum Open API certification, and also elastic infrastructure of the DCLM provides the best and efficient usage of the infrastructure. As a key business values that DCLM provides, DCLM enhances the user experience, optimize end-to-end customer interaction using analytics, personalized recommendation, and real-time segmentation. DCLM also increases the agility for both business and operations. Automation of the business processes and user journeys, increasing the business agility and reducing operational overhead. Zero-touch and low-touch integration capability enhances business agility and also operations. DCLM has an intuitive UI that provides personalized dashboard, organized 360-degree view, easy to use widget, always improve the user experiences. DCLM reduces time to market, adding new line of businesses, launching new services, changes in existing journeys and business processes can be done in the least time, including the integrations. DCLM reduces both CapEx and OpEx. It reduces the total cost of ownership, it reduces the churn, and also it also provides the efficient usage of the infrastructure. As a summary, DCLM key business values are guided customer onboarding and interaction, customer 360-degree view that with hierarchical representation and logical grouping of key information, omni-channel as discussed, persona-based dashboard enables view of most relevant tasks and KPIs for different users based on their role. Digital business operation and dashboard provides online monitoring events and notification. DCLM catalog-driven capability enables bundling and flexible definition of the product and services via flexible workflows. DCLM via automation enables automation of user journeys and operational activity. Analytics engine in DCLM enables personalized recommendation, upsell, cross-sell, and intelligent interactions. Orchestration enables zero-touch, low-touch integration and reducing time to market. DCLM is compliant with TM Forum Open API standards that enhances for the ecosystem expansion. DCLM enables continuous optimization and enhancement on journeys and interactions, unification and federation, unifying all the business processes and data and catalog services. It reduces the operational overhead. Thank you so much, Jyoti. But however, as a conclusion, I also wanted to share that DCLM enables the DSPs in order to have the best user experience and manage the interaction in the very intelligent way. Thank you so much, Jyoti.
Thank you so much for that, Mohsen. That was really interesting. I would like to move now on to the conclusion of the session. We will go to the question and answer section. I want to just look at what question. We may only have time for one question. So I'm going to look at what is still open and possibly choose a question from there. I think there's a question from Hitesh Muraran, which says 5G brings a paradigm shift in terms of how service experiences are built and delivered with multiple partners and loose coupling of capability involved. What are the team's thoughts on the approach to measure and manage customer experience across a distributed value chain? So I would like to direct this question to Shrinka. Shrinka, if you can respond.
Thank you very much, Jyoti, and interesting question from Hitesh. So I very much agree with you in terms of the paradigm shift that 5G will bring into this whole area. So again, I think like we've all talked about, which is around the customer experience, which you stated here are built and delivered within multiple partners and loose coupling of capability involved. Now, I think just to respond, Hitesh, when we look at what happened within the whole blockchain area, I think within the blockchain area, we first of all saw Bitcoin. So Bitcoin came in as a service on its own, but the unleashing of the capability of that whole technology now came in with how the blockchain itself, which they had to decouple from the blockchain, from the Bitcoin, was now being used. So a technology on its own has no, although it will be it's disruptive, but the sort of revolutionary things it can bring has to be coupled with other technologies, and that's what we're going to see with the 5G. So the 5G together with AI, with automation, I think this is what we're going to see, where it's going to bring in this sort of disruption that will come into what will necessitate the integration of the progression of a CLM into what I refer to as a customer engagement platform right now, because of the challenges that will be in that area, and then we can unleash with AI and with automation in there. So it's going to bring tremendous promises. It's going to processing speeds, which has been a limitation on how AI can be used. Now with 5G, the processing speed has come in. So we are going to see this unleashing of automation coming. Now, it's going to help us to identify and react and propose with this sort of platforms that we're going to be putting in place in here. So I'm not sure if that answers your question, Hitesh.
Thank you so much. I'm sure Hitesh will be able to take up a direct conversation with you should he desire, since you both know each other. Thank you so much, Rinka. We don't have time for any more questions, so I would just like to conclude. I'd like to thank everyone for your participation. Would like to remind all that Technotree will be present at TM Forum Digital Transformation World Series event, and they hope to welcome you all there. In conclusion, the ability of incumbent legacy systems to support emerging functionalities and a lack of clarity around future applications are often cited as the reason why many BSS transformations fail to achieve the desired results. The traditional approach of assessing vendor solutions based on the number and type of cases supported is unlikely to stand the test of time in the 5G era. A new approach is needed that allows CSPs to assess, define, and procure vendor solutions that can evolve with their business needs. CSPs also need to embrace a platform-based approach to transforming their CLM that is centered around the agility of the architectural framework. This will enable them to swiftly reconfigure their journeys and experiences, to quickly respond to market changes without requiring expensive customizations to support the individual new applications. In addition, taking a UI-based configuration approach using low-code, no-code will also help CSPs to empower their business teams by reducing their reliance on IT and improving their ability to experiment with new services and accelerating time to market for new products and offers. I thank you all for today's participation. I hope you found it productive and engaging. Please feel free to contact Technotree should you have any further queries. To learn more about the digital lifecycle management suite, you can contact them at marketing@technotree.com. Please, another reminder that Technotree will be present at the Digital Transformation Series organized by DM Forum in Copenhagen. Please feel free to visit their stand. And then please be on the lookout for our next webinar, which will be on cloud and software as a service coming soon. Thank you once again and have a great weekend all. Thank you for your participation.